gotten older and she's just grumpy, more than anything. And she's starting to have some pain. And so it's, but she was definitely a really good warrior at one time, and her skills are kind of getting a little bit lower, so she's depressed. But anyway, the familiar just loves her to death and just wants to ride on her lap. So for whatever reason, so these are the things happen while we're on the caravan towards Meru Fen, and okay, it is time. Upon the approach, now this is it's a shorter distance. It's not a very long travel too, but it's going to be getting closer to the evening by the time we get there. So I'm not sure if you want to go on in, or do you want to maybe set up a camp here to just kind of
I think we should go
dip your toes in.
I think we should go in at dawn, and that and that we should camp here, until then.
Okay. That's a very smart idea.
It's wet ground, it's and I want to be able to use the early light of day to do my outdoor, my traveling stuff, right, to orient properly in there.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. And furthermore, of course, of some of the dangers that are further in anyway. It's going to be it's going to be dangerous here anyway in the evening time. So would one of y'all volunteer to stay up, or do you have any? Would you want to?
Standard operating procedure that we would just know that we have to take turns during the night. And it's not
definitely
even a matter of negotiation. I mean, only an idiot wouldn't, and so we're just going to do it. Let's see. I'm looking at some of my other skills and stuff. I think I'm good. I'm simply going to go ahead and the wretched one, the wretched watch is the last one. That's the shitty one. So I'll take that one.
Okay. Well then.
And just to characterize, the way I see Henu is, the minute that he is sort of authorized to sleep, whether it's self-authorized or not, the minute it's his sleeping time, he's out. I mean, he's like down. It's like, okay, this is my sleeping time. Bam. No difficulty.
Some people can do that.
Yeah.
Some people can do that. I wish I could. So we'll get our camp set up here, shelter, and nothing fancy. Get the fire going. It's not cold, but the fire is gonna, make it a little bit more comfortable for you. So through the night, while everyone else is sleeping, you don't have any encounters at all. You do see in the distance, in the swamp area ahead, you can see the fog coming in by the moonlight. You can see the fog coming in, and it's thick. It's really thick, and through the fog, way off, you can see some flickering lights. Nothing new. It's just swamp lights that you see occasionally. Nothing dangerous. Like occasionally, there's the witch fire, which can zap you somewhere really crazy. You don't want to get involved with that, but you haven't seen any signs of that, and that's not something that happens all the time. The dancing lights, though, that's the one thing that you do see. But otherwise, we're safe. And it's a pretty decent night of sleep. So the next morning we can. Do you want to maybe keep the camp here, or do you want to carry everything with you into the swamp?
The That's kind of a good question. The there's going to be some things we leave here and it gets bundled up and it gets stuck behind, the right kind of bushes and rocks so that it's not immediately obvious to anybody. But it's not it we are going to take sleeping gear and some protective sheltering gear with us. But it's going to be minimal.
Okay.
Right. But anything that sort of sets up a base camp um, has to, you know, has to stay. I'm going to more or less presume that we're going to be taking our pemmican and our trail snacks with us, so that if we don't catch something or find something growing that's safe, we will not be happy and we will be very hungry, but we won't starve for, a number of days.
I'm
Um,
not. I'm not planning to eat any strange fruits that we encounter in the fen. If it's unknown food in there, yeah, probably not the wisest to partake.
so basically, yeah, we're bringing in enough to live on, even though it's probably not going to be enough to be happy on. Um, and basic, we if we have to sleep rough in there a couple of nights, we're ready for that.
All right.
But the hope is to get in pretty far, get a good idea of where we're going. Might even come back out for a replan and a resupply.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, if necessary. That's sort of Plan B at the moment, but it's at least available. Um, the the main thing really though is going to be the capacity for emergency flame. So one thing I do want to have well in hand is the ability to strike a light and get a lantern going without too much trouble.
Definitely need
a big priority. Another one is, if possible, the ability to tend to wounds as well as you can in a field situation. We're not. This is low tech. We don't exactly have our neosporin and our gauze wraps or anything like that. But those of us, I'm betting that I and at least a couple. I mean, I'm betting everybody here, Living God included. I'm betting everybody here is pretty conversant with, if you get an injury while you're out in the wilderness, what do you do? So, this particular Living God, I have quickly noticed, is not some pampered city pet. She gets around.
No.
So
Yep.
that's not an issue. This is like my dream come true. This is great. And I also think that as we set off into our destination, I might bore and annoy everybody by insisting that we have a proper, observance of, we have a proper prayer. Thank you very much.
That is definitely appropriate. And of course, you are definitely, you've got the flint and steel. And as far as herbs, medicinal herbs and bandages, that sort of thing, you definitely
whatever. I mean, I don't have much in the way of healing skill. You can try any skill you want. So
right, yeah.
So I've got the basics. What anybody would have, not more than that. I'm a little curious though. You guys carry on. I'm looking stuff up.
Okay.
I think one thing I would be interested in doing, as somebody with this channeling skill, if I can acquire certain magical effects, that then helps me because I don't have to take a big penalty when I try to channel that effect. I'm thinking it might make sense that Pixie, when she kind of gets up in the morning before we're really heading out, that Pixie would probably do a little meditation ritual and try to acquire a magic effect that she might subsequently be able to use.
Absolutely.
And the one I had in mind was the gate effect.
I see it here on your list.
Yeah, that was one that I was eyeing that seemed to make sense for Pixie and the god that she serves. Something that would allow me to create some type of portal between 2 points in space.
I'm trying to find. I've got the Mythians book here. I was trying to find it in that.
Well, yeah, on the basic chart, the casting modifier is a -7.
-7.
Yep.
There it is. Found it.
Yep. I think I'm going to need a pretty high roll to pull this off, but I was thinking it at least would be worth trying, and if I don't get it, then the next day I would try meditating again to see what kind of success I have with it.
Absolutely. I think this is awesome. This is a really neat effect.
Yeah, so my channeling skill level is a 1. The difficulty is a -7, and then there's another -5. So it's going to be -11 to this to see if I'm able to acquire it. So I as I say, I need to roll pretty high on my D20, but we'll see what happens here.
Go for it.
Not even worth checking. It was I rolled a 3, so no. I have to try it the next day to see if I.
Really.
I, on the other hand, I looked up my stuff, and this is what you get for characters with all this like religion and hoo-ha going on here, Scott. Because I had that whole period when I was doing watch and looking at the dancing lights to set up my ceremony. So
cool.
Everybody is greeted by me having spent hours setting up my ceremony and demanding, of course, that now they've got to be respectful and everything while I complete it. And I don't know how much bonus you're going to give me for actually having a god right here with me. Right. And I'm not asking for much, just a little bonus or 2. And so while serving a quest for a deity, a character might gain a +1. That's what I'm reading here.
+4?
+1.
Okay.
Well, +1.
Oh, +1.
Well, that's for just doing a quest for a deity, but I do have her standing right here. So, I mean, that might be worth something. And so, like this one, not just a deity, I mean, that one right there. And the prescribed ritual is what I'm doing because this is a standard observation. I'm not like making up a ritual. So that's neither a penalty nor a bonus. And so I'm supposed to say what effect I'm attempting to achieve. And the main thing is that, I want to have guidance toward the right kind of place. I mean, she's been very vague. So I need inspiration to know the place that will fulfill her needs, her desires. This is basically just saying I am, seeking alignment with the needs and the desires and the inspirations of this God to show me the way. I will use all of my skills to do this, and it's basically requesting that I'm pointing my skills in the right way. I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be mapping, I'm going to do outdoor survival, the works. I'm not asking for a favor here. I am busting my ass. And this is, show whatever can be done, whatever can make sure that my efforts will serve her and where we need to go for this.